What up, y'all? It's Michael Sean, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawneeScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawneeScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawneeScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Sean. Yeah.
Want your book or music to be published? Skip the confusion and rejections from others. Let BePublished.org publish and promote your work for less. BePublished.org handles it all, from cover design to worldwide distribution, with high quality and fast turnaround. You even keep rights and royalties.
Everything was perfect. You made my dream come true. My book and CD look so good.
Call 972-880-8316 now. BePublished.org. 972-880-8316.
After the accident,
I was stuck paying all these medical bills.
The Witherspoon Law Group understands that you didn't deserve what happened to you, but you do deserve justice.
They weren't just there for me, they fought for me.
I care about what my clients are going through. We are in the fight of their lives.
We don't just fight for you, we fight with you and make sure you get the compensation you deserve.
And that's why we do what we do. And what we do is win.
Call 844-WE-WIN-44.
Welcome to Winning Wednesday. I am so excited for today's guest. As we continue on the beat in Women's History Month, I am feeling the vibes from all of you ladies. All of these empowerment posts is just giving me life. So today, I have a very special guest for you by way of St. Louis, Miss Sherlyn Miles. Let me tell you a little bit about Miss Miles. For over 17 years, Sherlyn Miles has worked closely with community advocates, stakeholders, and government agencies to ensure access to programs and projects for social and economically disadvantaged communities and businesses. Sherlyn Miles is the owner and president of SM Marketing Communications, a marketing and professional development company. She is also the community outreach coordinator for St. Louis County Children's Service Fund Division. Prior to working for St. Louis County, she was community liaison for the Missouri Department of Transportation, also known as MoDOT, St. Louis region. Before MoDOT, Sherlyn was the special events and marketing coordinator for Annie Malone Children's Service Center. She also worked as the assistant to the director of North County Cares, the St. Louis Community College Outreach Division. In addition, she was adjunct instructor for the Continuing Education Department. Today, she teaches social media marketing, event planning, and fundraising to women and minority-owned businesses and not-for-profit organizations. Today, currently, she's an active member of Urban League, Guild St. Louis chapter. She also served on the Family Week Planning Committee for Better Family Life for more than 5 years and was a member of the Diversity Committee for the St. Louis Council of Construction Consumers for 13 years. She also sat on the Urban League Employment Committee representing government agency for over 10 years. Her most recent accolades includes the 2018 Missouri Statewide Highway Safety Outreach Award for the Safer Natural Bridge Initiative campaign, MoDOT's Leadership Award for the Safer Natural Bridge Initiative, and the External Civil Rights Inclusion Award for Back Office Development Training for Women and Minority-Owned Businesses. And I made sure I read this only because I didn't want to miss anything, because this woman is just full of knowledge, a wealth of expertise, and she's always willing to share with other women. Help me welcome Miss Sherlyn Miles.
So very much. I appreciate it. I was like, who is she talking about?
I didn't want to miss nothing. Although I've seen you in motion in several of these titles. I can speak to you working with the Safe Kids Project. I can speak to you out there, Better Family Life. And I mean, you give to these organizations too. It's almost like, who does she work for? You know, and that's what you call a real committed community advocate. And then on top of that, you are always willing to reach back and help another woman. And in Women's History Month, I can't think of anyone else to invite that backs up my mother other than you, Miss Miles. And I just thank you for taking the time, because you are a very busy lady, as we all hear and can see, because on top of all of this, wife, mother, you know, so you wear many hats.
I just want to say, I am humble. I really am humble and honored. And when you reached out to me, I was like, okay. So I appreciate it.
And then we you spoke about the Urban League, in which you're very active in. And I was a young woman in corporate America, and it was and my Friday nights I thought was supposed to be for turning up, but it was a woman like you that was like, put your suit on and meet me at my table at the Women's of Excellence event. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for you know, kind of guiding me on the way on several committees. Better Family Week. I mean, you just always been a mentor and a leader, and I just can't thank you enough.
Well, you make me proud. You have excelled beyond other expectations. You have a JD, among other things. Nice. And what you're doing here is outstanding. So your performance, your experiences has created the person that you are today, and I'm very proud of you.
Oh, well, thank you. And just hearing all of these accolades and many accomplishments, a young woman will look at you and be like, I'm a single mother, or how can I accomplish all of that? So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the part of your journey that you don't mind sharing with a woman that may be struggling with, how do I reach some of these things?
Well, I can say probably around 87, I ended up divorced and my house burned down. And as a result, I was a single mom with 2 kids and no home. And some decisions had to be made. And once I was able to get a place, which is emergency housing, I have a disabled son. And so I wasn't able to work full time. So I worked temporary. And the program allowed me 5 years to get on my feet. And I did. I dropped out of college twice. And I told myself, the next time I go, I'm not dropping out anymore. I'm not going to be a 3-time loser. I refuse to be that. And as I went through that, you know, I had to get energy assistance. I had to get food stamps. And I was uncomfortable with it. And my mother said something that blew my mind. She said, let me tell you something. I make blank, blank, blank. I pay this in taxes. Somebody in this family should reap the benefits of me giving Uncle Sam so much money. And that was the end of the conversation, because you're the one that told me, Shirley, you know, you have a disabled son. You can't work full time. You need to get assistance. You know? And so back in the 80s, assistance was different than it is today.
But and those agencies didn't always treat you with the dignity, you know, and respect, which makes it hard for some women to reach out, or families to reach out, as afraid of being, you know, treated bad. And that's why you work so passionately, I think, in the community, because you've been on that side. You know, it only someone with such experience can work as passionately as you for, you know, for other people. So I'm
sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, so that is to be commended, you know, within itself, that you took certain stripes. So you like, wait a minute, let me make sure that it's better. And you make sure it's better by being a part of. So let's talk a little bit more about your background. So what connects Sherlyn in the professional world and passionately?
Well, I got saved in 97 and God directed my path. I should be in corporate America, but he's like, no, you're going to be in community relations. And that's the end of that conversation. So every night I put my head on a pillow and I said, what have I done to the least of thee? Have I achieved what I'm supposed to at the end of the day? Even though my background was different, it's true that I was born middle class and had all of the advantages, but when you're grown, it doesn't matter what you were under your parents' economic environment. You are an adult, and it might be a whole different conversation. But that being said, I knew what I went through, and you never know a person's story. And there are organizations, and Urban League was one of those organizations that helped me. It was ironic that you bring that up, because when I first started working with Urban League, the woman across the table from me looked so familiar. She's like, "You look familiar." And I said, "I was a client of yours." And she remembered me. And that spoke volumes that I was in the right place. So when it comes down to the community, so often some of us leave and don't come back. We take the knowledge and what we're supposed to transfer on the village mentality to those that don't understand. We're not doing that. Some of us have the audacity to move way away from the city and have the audacity to lock the door when we go into the city. And I believe that we cannot do that. We have to be a village. If you look at the Jewish community and other communities where they bring it together, especially like in the Chinese and Vietnamese community, they help each other. They give each other loans. So my belief is that if there are people out there that are successful, you're standing on someone's shoulder, you know, but who's standing on your shoulder? Yeah,
exactly. Well, as you know, I didn't just leave my community. I'm in my community in several different ways. Number one, trusted law group, nonprofit organization, very active still in the St. Louis community, but was blessed enough, like we said in conversation, to go away and understand how other neighborhoods that's faced with the same adversities combat it, so that you can come back home and say, hey, it may be a better way, you know. So we need all of it. We need those that's going to stay and fight and stay in the fight. And we need those that's going to go back, fight somewhere else and come back and bring it back home. So that's bring it back. That's your main line. Bring it back. Well, it's coming back to the community, because you and I have a lot of work to do. You charge me to it. So I'm going to make sure I, take charge. So now today, with this teaching social media and event planning and minority-owned businesses, let's take a quick brief at your own advertisement. You've done so much advertisement for other people. So let's take a quick look at SM Marketing Communications campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it here first. It's an Iris in the City release. I always get the exclusive. I'm so proud to present to you the first advertisement commercial for SM Marketing Communications.
SM Marketing Communications is not only a marketing communications company. They also provide web content management, social media marketing, video and audio production, advertising, not-for-profit marketing management, and community outreach and engagement. Want to learn more about SM Marketing Communication? Call area code 314-339-7662. That's 314-339-7662. That's SM Marketing Communication.
Whoa, that was nice. And you've seen it here first. Their voice. Let's talk about it. Sounds familiar. You are a woman of many talents.
Well, I'm a woman blessed from God with those talents.
Yeah. So, and we always talk about how your purpose and your talents will create that profit for you. So you taught me a long time ago, we are not bag chasers. We chase our purpose in life. Yes. Our purpose will bring our profits, right? Because if we're doing things according to the way it is to be done, destined for our life, the rest will be history. And you are definitely making history.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the women and minority-owned business. How do you help women and minority-owned businesses?
Well, I do them the same way I do not-for-profits. You look at your objectives and your goals, especially companies that are starting off. The one thing you want to do is have operating capital. We start off our businesses and want to pay ourselves a salary. I recommend, if you're in the workplace, have a pension. Make sure you have some type of funding that will maintain and sustain you while you build your company. Another thing they never think about is the marketing component. So often you can reach out to college students and hire interns or practicums, especially practicums, where they can do the marketing for you. Because a lot of companies, even though their business is a business, that doesn't mean that it's a part of marketing. So every business needs marketing. I don't care who you are. Marketing is your website, your business card. Marketing is anything that touches a potential customer.
Mm-hmm. And marketing is also you. I say it all the time. You are your brand. So it's no such thing as when I'm out, I'm this way, or when I'm doing this, I'm that. You are your brand at all times. So you should display yourself online, in person, the way that you want to be remembered.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So do you assist individuals with getting that WBE, MBE certification in the St. Louis community?
Not
do you advise on that at all?
I used to advise on that, but if I do phone calls, absolutely. And I never charge. To me, businesses, just like the not-for-profits I work with, I don't charge for any of those things because this is, to me, community service. Mm-hmm. As I grow my business, at some point, money's going to become a part of it. But if I know you and you're someone I work with when you were at MODOT, then yes, I will give you advice at no cost. Mm-hmm. So when they reach out to me, but in the past, I did it as a part of my job. Today, I do it as a part of my passion. I've had a couple of companies. They went after some bids with St. Louis County. I apologize, and I gave them some advice, and they went after it, and I don't know if one received it or not. I haven't heard back from them, but yeah. So if there are bidding opportunities with the county, I do reach out to certain companies that I know would be a good fit for the division. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about today's topic: changing your path in the peak of your career. Talk about it.
I've had 3 or 4 lives.
Talk about it.
So when I dropped out of school, I ended up getting an associate's degree in administrative support. And I was a secretary for a long time. And then I moved from being a secretary to administrative assistant to eventually a coordinator. After 9/11, something happened. Both me and my husband lost our jobs. We were not prepared for this. And as I went through the interview, I kept being told, well, people with master's degrees are going after your job. And originally my job, which ended up being a marketing assistant, did not require a degree. But because of 9/11, individuals with bachelor's and master's were interviewing and they were getting the positions. So I had one gentleman say to me, I think you might want to consider going back to school and getting the degree in the field that you really want to be in. He says, right now, you kind of like stumbled into the marketing industry. You originally was in administrative support. I said, fine, had a conversation with my husband, and we agreed that I was going to be a full-time student and he was going to be the only income supplier. I averaged 16 to 18 credit hours a semester. I went to school all year long. So I had got my associates in 2 years, which was in 2004. Then I completed my bachelor's by 2006 and my master's by 2007. I was not playing.
You were not playing. You did not play a game.
I would get there at 7 o'clock in the morning because I wasn't working. I would get there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would take like 2 naps and leave at midnight. And Webster University library used to be open 24 hours a day. I don't know what it's like now. But I literally would be there all day, take a nap, eat. I had a plan and I had a mission, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not stopping. And the best part is when I got my associates, I was Phi Theta Kappa and I was given a scholarship.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing is that I was given a full ride at WashU and a partial at Webster. I go in for the interview and they said something that I was not comfortable with. They said, well, you're going to get a BS in journalism. Like, what? I'm going after advertising. Well, we eliminated that program. So when they said that, I stood up and I said, remove my name. Thank you. Have a wonderful life. And then the next thing, I went down the street that same day, went down the street to Webster and said, I don't care what the scholarship is. I'm on board. And I love it. It was the best decision I ever made.
Best decision you could make.
You don't always have to do this. Look, you have to do what's right for you. And a BS in journalism was not my goal. BS in science. Mine is an art. Art.
That's right.
An A and a BA. Art.
That's how the creatives think, right? And that's how you're able to grow so many other companies and industries, just with that creative, out of the box thinking. So what advice would you give to someone that is in a career and maybe at the peak, but feels like, I don't really get the fulfillment out of this. I want to feel like I'm just giving the world all I have. What kind of advice would you give that young woman or man? Well, because we have men that watch Iris in the City too.
Well, like you, I was born with a gift, and that gift was apparent in third grade. You know, third grade was the first time I ever wrote a song, and my first play I wrote was in 5th grade. So I had a gift, and I didn't follow that gift, and so I made money. I broke my neck, leave it on. I get in at 8 and I'm flying out at 5. I'm a clock watch. I was at that time.
I know.
When I went to school, immediately I started working in my field at St. Louis Community College. So the first day of enrollment, I got an internship and worked in my field, which really made all the difference in the world. So I tell people, what is the gift? What is the thing that you have to be pulled away from? When I would be in here, sometimes my husband had to put the hand in front of the computer and say, baby, you're done. There are people, if you love what you do and you're good at it, that's the gift that God gave you. We so often chase money and not the passion. And when you chase the passion, it's not work. It's easy. You go to sleep feeling good. You wake up feeling good. You're not stressed out. I'm like, and have these panic attacks. I got to go in this office with these people. Oh God, and help me make it through the day. That's what you want. You want to be happy. And with women, I tell them all the time, it was a decision that was made. We went down to one car. Thank God we kept our home. We had 3 churches pay our mortgage. We had to file bankruptcy, so we had savings. We were in a position. We had savings, his insurance policy, and a 5K. I forget what it's called. Investments.
Savings. He had money. He had a bag to the side.
Decisions were made. We're going to go down to basic cable. We're going to have a one-way phone. Our kids were old enough and sustained enough that they didn't have to rely on us, and so they could get their own job. Unfortunately, my daughter was in school after this, so she was a student going through this process, and she wasn't so happy about that. She likes to remind us that, how hard it was to be a poor student.
Yes, because we think our parents are rich, honey. So any little adjustments, it's like, you making me do what? I can't have what this week? And we had no clue of the sacrifices they, were making, and we still was living with no worry. So I can imagine the call or the conversations with you and your daughter, because I am a daughter and we have expectations. Or had. Now that I'm a mother, I know better.
Yeah. So basically what I tell women or men is that it's gonna be hard. You gotta be serious. You get out of it what you put into it. Don't haphazardly do it. Get the best out of it, especially if you get on honor roll, because you'll be given an opportunity for awards and the plaques and all of that. But it's a part of your tool. When you graduate from school, you've already worked in the field because you've been done internship. You've done it, you got experience. Depending on who you work for, you can request a letter. And nobody needs to know it was part-time. That's nobody's business, whether or not it was full-time. That's irrelevant. You worked, that's all that matters. It's not about how many hours you worked, the fact that you worked. And then those accolades, you make that a part of your toolbox. And be prepared. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Invest in a real portfolio. Invest in a real attaché case. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row. And I tell people, especially in the 21st century, everyone should have a platform. You should have a website, no matter what industry you're in. And you should be utilizing LinkedIn for your business purpose. And if you're in like the visual arts, selling products or something like that, then you want Instagram and you want Facebook. But if you are information driven and you're media driven, then you might want to bring on Twitter. But those are just the basics. You go deeper with other ones, but those are the primary ones you want to focus on.
Okay. Well, we see your awards and degrees all behind you, all of your accolades, and I thank you for saying that I have the gift.
Let me see them all.
Y'all look at that. We'll see them all, honey. We see them all. and appreciate the knowledge that you just shared with us today. But if someone wants to get in touch with you for a consultation, they want to be a client of SM Marketing Communications, how would you like for them to reach you?
Okay, so I'm going to go on and give my personal cell for this one. 314-749-5032. That's 314-749-5032. Otherwise, you can go to my website and access my business phone number.
Do you work virtually?
Yes, I do. I work virtually and in person. And I start at 5:30 p.m.
You got that office hours or office hours
and weekends. I do have another job. So no, I work from 5:30 to 9:30, Monday through Friday. And Sunday's the only time I don't work unless it's something urgent or something relevant. Like if you call me, I work for you on a Sunday.
Oh, but I mean, you always pour into me. Just with this endeavor with my podcast, you need a promo. I stayed up to 2:30. There's your promo. And I'm like, you just do so much, and always just telling me that I have a gift. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I appreciate you saying it. You know, so I'm still living passionately.
The other day, what did I say you were? A Renaissance woman. And you looked at me like I was crazy. I said, look up the definition of a Renaissance. Renaissance, you'll know you're it.
But I appreciate you because you don't only, share information, and it's hard to get people to share information, and you uplift others, and you now have this business set up so that you can, grow people that come to you with their ideas and their plans. So we appreciate you. We salute you, you Black woman of excellence right there.
Before I go off, I have to give a shout out to Helping Hurting Hearts Ministry. Reach out to them. They focus on damaged girls and boys.
Oh,
and they really do a wonderful job. And right now, their revenue is community-based. So often, some of these not-for-profits or, it might not necessarily say it, but might be a little capital-driven, where they spend their money on staff than they do community. That's not the case. And the other thing is Larry Bond's Foundation. He passed away, and he was one of the most unique human beings. He was a recipient of a heart transplant, African American, and he started a campaign with us, getting us to get on donors list, because often we don't think about it. And so that's another one as well.
Yeah, I met him years ago, and that is why I got on the donors list, because he was one of the speakers. My father-in-law recently passed away, but he had a heart transplant at one time, and Larry Bonds was one of the men that would lead the support groups and things like that. So rest in peace to him. And thank you for reminding me, because I'm going to definitely make sure that I connect that agency with events that I'm doing to bring awareness, because just like you, I created, started the nonprofit so that I can connect the right agencies, because we know that it's about the people that's going to be on the ground doing the work. And we want to make sure that they get the funding, they get the money, they get the support, and they get the volunteers. So I am here for it, but thank you for being so committed and dedicated.
I just want to tell you, I'm going to go out and celebrate. We're going out to dinner, something to celebrate this. This is wonderful. By the way, this is my first time being interviewed on YouTube, and I'm so glad that it was with you. It's so easy. The experience was so wonderful. I look forward to the next one. I hope the next person will be just as sweet as you.
You're going to have many more to come because of your wealth of knowledge, and I definitely want to have you back just to talk about break up some of these topics as we go through and as we start getting these events going in the St. Louis community. So we have lots of work to do. Salute to you.
Yeah, I'm rolling
your sleeves up. But as you do, but I just really, really appreciate you. And like I said, always welcoming and teaching me the right way, telling me, what, like you was telling everybody, have a portfolio, you was not afraid to tell me upon first meet what I was supposed to come to these meetings equipped with, how you are to conduct yourself in these meetings, what gets the attention. Don't worry about the clicks and so you taught me well as a young woman trying to be in corporate, because I was only trying to feed my family. I didn't even realize the tables and the people that I was privileged, to be around at the time. So I appreciate you for that. And it's Women's History Month. We are still following women. Please go and like SM Marketing Communications on all social media platforms that she have. Shirley and Miles is on Facebook if you want to reach out. We are still liking and sharing each other pages. Please follow Media Room 360 Television on all of your platforms. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow at Billionaire Body. She's a woman out here in March doing her thing, helping you eat healthy. So as we end, I would like to say this week, let your purpose, find your passion, lead you to your profits, and have a wonderful week, you beautiful queens. And thank you, Charlene. Until the next time.
Thank you. Bye.
After the accident,
I was stuck paying all these medical bills.
The Witherspoon Law Group understands that you didn't deserve what happened to you, but you do deserve justice.
They weren't just there for me, they fought for me.
I care about what my clients are going through. We are in the fight of their lives.
We don't just fight for you, we fight with you and make sure you get the compensation you deserve.
And that's why we do what we do. And what we do is win.
Call 844-WE-WIN-44.
Want your book or music to be published? Skip the confusion and rejections from others. Let BePublished.org publish and promote your work for less. BePublished.org handles it all, from cover design to worldwide distribution, with high quality and fast turnaround. You even keep rights and royalties.
Everything was perfect. You made my dream come true. My book and CD look so good.
Call 972-880-8316 now. BePublished.org. 972-880-8316.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Sean, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawneeScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawneeScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawneeScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Sean. Yeah.